You ever wonder if we know what's best for one another?
Would you look at this setup, ladies and gentlemen? We are cooking. It is Katie's cooking show over here. Greetings, internet, by the way. Welcome back to another vlog. I'm propping you up so I can be seen in the frame. We have so many fun things. We have potatoes, we have carrots, we have onions, garlic, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf, tomato paste, salt and pepper, but like the good salt, like the good flaky chunky salt. We have beef broth, we have all sorts of things. I am making a comfort meal today because it is freezing in New York City. It is 9 degrees, or it feels like 9 degrees with wind chill, which I realize it can be a lot colder in other parts of the world, but my God, that is cold. Like my face felt like it was going to freeze in place. Like I had like tears streaming out of my eyes this morning when I left the gym, and I was just like, I need something that'll warm me up from the inside out. My love language to myself recently has been cooking. Like, how can I, think up a meal that I want to have and then make it with my own two hands? Like, that has been, honestly, me becoming obsessed with cooking was not something I had on my bingo card for New York City living. I didn't think this tiny kitchen would see this much action. Truly did not. Like, I was actually thinking back to, if you guys remember, my loft apartment, my Bowery black and white 12-foot ceiling apartment. And honestly, I don't think I ever used that oven once. Like, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, how often did I even use the oven? I got an air fryer and I used it twice before giving it to a friend because I was stressed. And honestly, all of these things are first world problems, I'll admit that, but I think I've had this fear of chicken, of like raw meat and poisoning myself for as long as I can remember, and that has been the main thing deterring me from cooking, is the fear that I will poison myself. Because I don't like throwing up, I don't like, I mean, who does, but there's just like an added like fear with that, and so I've just been really afraid of cooking. If any of you out there also have a fear of chicken and raw things like cooking and, a fear associated with potentially poisoning yourself, number one, get a meat thermometer. I think mine's over here. Where is it? Aha! Next to the peanut butter, for some reason. That was where my meat thermometer is. This thing has changed my life. Yeah, just a classic meat thermometer as I put my hands all over it. Like, it's been washed. It's a digital thermometer, so you literally just stick it in your meat. I'm not gonna stick this into the potato, like it's not a science experiment, but you'd stick it into the meat and you just look up online the temperatures of the given meat that you have, and you can figure out if it's fully cooked or not. And I know this doesn't apply to everyone. I know there's some people out there who have been cooking chicken since the womb, but it is a genuine fear some people have, myself included, and you can get past it. And then you can just start making delicious things that you think up, or following recipes. I'm very good at following instructions, like when they're written out in like checklist form. I've learned this about myself. That's why I make a lot of to-do lists in my daily life. And so following recipes is therapeutic to me. Like being able to check off things on a recipe, I never realized, like, this is just a whole new world for me. And so yeah, we have the Dutch oven. I'm venturing away from the crock pot. I'm still gonna make crock pot recipes. I love making soup and stews in the crock pot, but I made my first meat dish 3 days ago, yeah, in the Dutch oven. And my God, the flavor, I'm still thinking about it. Like, hence why I'm back making another one today. Long story short, we are making a roast today, and it is my goal to cook the carrots better. Last time the carrots turned out a little soggy, so I'm gonna try to make my carrots, well, just not cook them as much, / I got different carrots. So last time I did baby carrots, because that's actually what the recipe called for, but this time I got large carrots, like full carrots, adult carrots, if you will. I'm gonna skin them and cut them up into like, you know, generous pieces. It'll take a little longer for them to cook, but they'll be equal with the potatoes, because the potatoes I found were perfect, but the carrots were just a little bit soft. And you know, I added them they were only in the Dutch oven mixture for like an hour and a half, 300 degrees in the oven, and they just cooked way too, like it was just too soggy. So I'm learning from my mistakes, and this is honestly, it feels very reminiscent of like a science experiment. It's like getting it down, and it's satisfying, it's fun. So anyway, so yeah, that is what we're doing. I just finished my work this morning, so I am now delving into dinner prep. Jack, when he comes home from work today, is going to keep an eye on it while it's like finishing its thing, because I have an event at Jeans, which is this fun little club. It is a skincare event, I think. So Claudia Salewski created this brand. She's a YouTuber. You guys probably know her. Created this brand called Cyclar, I think. Cycler? I actually have never said it out loud. But she made this skincare brand, and she is launching a new product. But I believe it's a new category. So maybe it isn't skincare or body care. I think it might be something different, like maybe hair. I'm not sure, but she's doing an event to launch this new product tonight at Jeans, which is this like fun dancey club situation normally. So I think that they've probably rented it out, and it's technically a cocktail party, but I am doing dry January, so I will not be participating in that, but I will have a nice fun little seltzer or something. Okay, yeah, let's get cracking on this. I'm gonna prep all my vegetables first, and then have those prepped, and then do the meat, season the meat, trim the fat, all that. I will put the recipe that I'm following down below for inquiring minds. And yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get cooking.
Pull my head over my ears, scale the old limestone. A spring beneath the leaves.
Okay, so the meat is searing, smelling good. Put a lot of salt and pepper on it, and yeah, I honestly didn't know how to sear meat until recently. I've known how to like cook meat, but searing meat is, honestly, there's an art to it, and I haven't quite mastered the art yet. Like, I'm still learning every time how to get that perfect golden brown crust. Like, that has been challenging, but if you guys have any tips, let me know. I know the pan has to be really hot, and you don't move the meat, like you leave it there, leave it be, so it can do that. It can do work its magic. So anyway, searing the meat, all the veggies, everything is chopped up. So once the meat is cooked, I'm gonna take it out of the Dutch oven, put it aside. Then we're gonna cook all of the onions, the garlic, add in the beef broth. I got this beef broth just from the grocery store, so we're gonna add that in. Then I'm gonna put the meat back in with the onions, with the garlic, and then add in the thyme, the rosemary, the bay leaves, and then put it in the oven. So I'm gonna move it from the stovetop into the oven, put the lid on. Then after an hour and a half, the meat will be in a good spot, but then I'll add in the carrots and the potatoes. And then 2 hours later, we should be good to go. And I'm excited to see how this one turns out versus the last one. A lot of trial and error. I'm definitely gonna try to limit my red meat after this, because I know it's been like 2 in a row that I've done that are red meat, and I know red meat is not amazing for you in the long run, but I am determined to figure out how to make this recipe flawless. So it's really a science experiment. So anyway, yeah, we're in a good spot. The meat is sizzling. I'm gonna check on it. Yep, okay, it's looking like a crust is forming, so that's good news. Little wins are just really fun and delicious in cooking. That's what I've learned. But yeah, I've cut the carrots into this sort of shape, kind of like I remember eating a few different dishes with the vegetables cut like into this shape. So this should be good enough, and maybe won't cook as quickly, won't be so soggy. But if you guys, again, if you have any tips for me, please leave them down below. We got our garlic, we got our onions that are sliced, not diced. We've got some Worcestershire sauce as well. The thing about Jack is he will always tell me the things I make taste good, no matter what. So I'm trying to tell him to be more of a harsh critic, because I really need, like, I'm a harsh critic on myself. So I guess that's enough, but okay, let's flip the meat in a minute here. Okay, so now I'm going to add the onions. One day I hope to have a lot of counter space, but until that day, we have things scattered everywhere, but that's fine. Still come up with the same delicious result. Okay, I just removed the meat. I'm gonna add a little bit of broth. Woo. Adding the onions. Browning those up. The onions are browning. I definitely am not looking my best. I have a lot of mascara under my eye because I was sobbing chopping these onions. Some days I'm better than other days when it comes to chopping the onions. Like some days I feel like it doesn't bother me as much as others. But today, my God, it was waterworks. So I'm gonna use my little garlic cruncher. I have this thing that I put the garlic in and it minces it, and yeah, we're just cruising along. I'm not gonna bore you guys with too much cooking content. I feel like not everyone is interested in that, so I'm not going to show too much more in this vlog, but I will show you guys what it looks like before I put it in and the finished result. And pretty soon here I have to get ready for this event, so need to wash this hair that has not been washed in like 4 days. It is like slicked to my face, to my head like an egg, so it's time for hair wash. Okay. So we have the meat, onions, garlic, tomato, Worcestershire, salt, pepper, all the spices in the Dutch oven, in the oven. And I'm just waiting, doing some work. I'm about to edit the podcast actually. And then I have a timer set, so in an hour and a half, I'm gonna take it out, put the potatoes and the carrots in, and then 2 hours later, we have a feast. It's a very easy recipe. Like if you're starting out just like me with a Dutch oven, definitely recommend this recipe. It's very easy to follow. And then 2 hours later, we have a feast and Jack will be home. We'll eat it together. That's the best part about making all of these meals that I'm making and, you know, adventuring, is getting to see Jack's reaction and like hearing what he thinks of it. And I'm actually listening to Ina Garten's memoir, listening to it for free on Spotify. Well, I have premium, and so it just came with that. Listening to it while I'm cooking, and she talks about how Jeffrey, her husband, like part of her love of cooking came from his reactions to things and them being able to talk through the tastes together, and you know, her being able to experiment and him trying everything, and how like that became like part of their love language and relationship. So anyway, that's how I feel with Jack. Like I feel like it's cool having him taste things and let me know what he thinks, and then we can, you know, I can fine tune things. And right now I'm really sticking to recipes pretty much like by the book, like by the recipe, adding like little things here and there, maybe trying to make it a bit healthier like when I can. But I think one day I'll be able to just freeball it myself, like just go with it, you know, buy ingredients and make my own sort of concoctions. So I'm excited for that day when I'm like extremely confident in the kitchen. But you know, I have nothing but time, so that's good. Anyway, excited to see how this one turns out versus the other one. Like I'm gonna be comparing and contrasting and tweaking things, like, you know, I'm doing the carrots differently. I'm actually, I think, gonna try to put them in for less time as well, or at least just monitor so I can make sure that they're the perfect consistency. But the flavors last time were so good, so I hope that I got the same flavors down. And yeah, I actually just got word that the event tonight that I was going to start getting ready for got canceled because of the devastating wildfires out in California, which, oh, I have like shivers even just thinking about it, about the devastation. And, you know, I feel like there's been so much going on, like just so much for us to, you know, so much that I've been seeing and reading about in the world that I've just had to like take pause and be like, oh my God, life is a very precious thing. You know, having things, we should not take it for granted. Having a roof over our heads, like just all of, you know, I've been doing a lot of deep thinking about it, and the wildfires, my God, it's just so devastating seeing people's memories go up in flame like that. It's just so sad. So yeah, it makes total sense that the event was canceled tonight. Instead of prepping for the event and all that, I'm actually going to dive into a new project that I'm looking into starting this year, which is I really love history. You guys know that. I had my history podcast, Found Objects, and I'm on hiatus with that right now. I don't know if it's coming back. The bones were right. Like the bones, the foundation of what it was. Like I love telling stories. I love telling people about things that they didn't know about before. Like sounds so simple and so, you know, like duh. But it is so satisfying and so fun to uncover a story that I knew nothing about, and, you know, dusting it off and sharing it with people. And storytelling is one of my favorite things ever to do. So I wanted to, this year, take that concept, but, you know, make it into a format that I'm more proud of / more comfortable with, that is more sustainable, that doesn't take so much prep. Like the podcasting in general, when you are doing a storytelling podcast, when it isn't just a conversational podcast, I mean, even still, when it's a conversational podcast, like a lot of work, a lot of time goes into it, and sometimes it can feel like just not the right medium. Like sometimes it's just not the right medium for the story that you want to tell. Like podcasting just isn't right. Like you need maybe something more visual. So you would do more of like a mini series or something instead. And that's what I was thinking about. But then I was thinking about more local, like New York City especially. I am kind of nearing, I'd say, the end of my time here in my mind. This could always change, but I feel like I have a few more years here, but eventually I will want to leave the city life. I don't know when that is, but eventually. That being said, while I'm here, and I've been here for 8 years, you know, while I'm experiencing my decade-ish in New York City, I want to learn more about the things that I walk by every single day. Like I love history. I love looking at buildings and cross-referencing what it looks like now with pictures that I find from the New York Public Library. I love looking at pictures on the database, the New York Public Library database, and referencing it back to buildings that I walk by every day, or just things that look really old and have a story, and I know they have a story, but I'm not sure what it is. Looking into that is so fun and satisfying. So I want to take that love that I have for New York City happenings in history and somehow make it into a series. So I don't know what that's gonna look like right now. I have like a little hint of an idea that I had while I was falling asleep the other night, was maybe, you know, I choose places that now are like such, quote, recognizable places. Like there's like this one very specific Starbucks that I walk by every day that it's a Starbucks, right? It is a Starbucks. We know it's a Starbucks. It is a Starbucks, but what did it used to be? Like what was the chain of different establishments that were here before? Like, you know, was it a mercantile shop? Was it a tailor? Was it a speakeasy? Like what was this place? This place that is like so modern and recognizable, Starbucks, what did it used to be? And there's so much information out there. It's very easy to figure that out. But finding the stories involved, aside from just the facts, will be interesting. I don't know how this is gonna look. When it comes to projects, I think you really just have to find that little thread that pokes out, that excites you, and then start to unravel it and see where it leads you and what it ends up turning into. So that's just what I'm doing. I'm chasing the sparks, the excitement, the things that get me pumped up. So yeah, I have this book that actually was written by Tommy Silk, who has an amazing Instagram account called Landmarks of New York, or Landmarks of NY on Instagram. And he wrote a book, and I pre-ordered this as soon as I saw it pop up on his page. And it's called Hidden Landmarks of New York. And it's a really great coffee table book, even, you know, if you're not super interested in reading every single page and like referencing it constantly. It'd be a really great gift for someone who loves architecture and loves history or New York or all of the above. So definitely recommend supporting him, but it's a really interesting read. Nothing too intense, like they're just, you know, usually a 2-pager spread about a historic property in New York and the history surrounding it, / the date that it was built and such. So yeah, I've just been reading this, writing down any like just notes and thoughts, and just trying to get my gears turning. Okay, we've popped the veggies in, got the potatoes and the carrots. The meat is looking really good. It tastes good. I don't think I need any more salt and pepper. I just feel like it's good as is. I'll add later if I need. I put an extra little sprig of rosemary in there because I felt like it. because I think it could use it. So we're gonna put it back in now for 2 more hours and then it'll be done. I don't know what happened here. I think I dumped something at some point. Disregard. That's the thing about the white Dutch oven. It shows everything, but look how gorgeous she looks. Gorgeous and ready to cook for 2 more hours, and then it is dinner time.
You can go there and have afternoon tea.
We should go there.
For $40 you get 9 finger sandwiches, 2 scones with cream and jam, 2 cakes, and like a big pot of tea.
Would you look at that? Okay, everything is done. This is so good. The meat is the perfect texture.
Did you buy more meat today?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, potatoes are good. The carrots are so much better. Like they're soft, but not falling apart. Like not too soft. I'm going to plate up. Is it too early to eat this?
I think so.
It's 5 o'clock. That's pretty early.
Yeah, but it's fresh, right?
It is fresh.
I could eat.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I could eat. It's like really, really hot. So honestly, I'll just let it sit for a minute.
Yeah, let it sit for a while.
And we'll plate it up.
Testing the carrots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
Okay, Sarah's not wearing a jacket. She's just layered underneath. I have like ski layers on. I'm so impressed. You've done this before.
Good morning, everyone. I am dressed as cozy as I possibly can while also trying to look cute. This skirt I've actually had for a few years now from Free People. I hope they bring back this style and do other colorways, other patterns. I have it in 2 patterns. It's really, really flattering. Any sort of tiered skirt, tiered maxi, if you have, I'd say like more of a, I mean, anybody can wear anything, but personally, my pear-shaped figure, I feel like it looks really good. A tiered skirt, so I'm wearing this. I'm actually wearing 2 pieces up top, so I'm wearing this, you guys know, I've worn this a gazillion times on repeat from Free People. It's this little cardigan, kind of like a, yeah, it is a cardigan because these are sleeves, but then it also has a built-in scarf on it, and then I'm wearing a similar color, it's actually like pretty much the exact same color, sweater underneath, like a long sleeve sweater that I've kind of just tucked on the side here, and I love how the layering goes. I got this sweater actually from Sandro, and I've always thought that stuff from Sandro is pretty overpriced for what it is. Like I think you can get a nice cashmere sweater from J. Crew for half the price, but I walked by there the other day, it's hard to say, and they were having a huge sale, so I got this like 60% off. So yeah, really cute sweater. It's very good quality, so I do get the hype. But you know, cashmere, I feel like I buy a lot of cashmere stuff from Quince because like everything's half off a normal cashmere price. I digress. So yeah, wearing this, have my little necklaces on. I just got back from brunch, so I'm doing a little post-brunch outfit video. This is what I wore to brunch with the girls. Got brunch with Danielle, Carolyn, and Clara Purse is in town from Charleston, so we got breakfast / brunch at Restoration Hardware. The Guest House is what it's called, so it's not the rooftop restaurant, it's a new thing. And we had a delightful little catch up this morning, so that's good. And now I am back at the apartment. It is Saturday. It is a cozy Saturday because it's freezing outside. Jack is actually golfing, not on like a course, he's at a simulator with Ryan, with Danielle's boyfriend, so they are there. And I'm like, perfect timing for me to clean the apartment. Like this has gotten a bit out of hand. Us moving in together has been amazing so far, but it creates double the mess because, you know, I was used to my normal mess, but then there's 2 of us in a small space. So I'm going to put in some work cleaning up around here. I'm gonna clean up the bathroom. And I'm honestly really excited about it. Like I really do love to clean. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna clean the apartment, get in my cozies, and read my book. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then maybe Jack and I will go to dinner later tonight, I think. I really need to vacuum. There's just like things that have fallen to the wayside with the busyness of post-holiday and just everything going on. So I'm going to take a moment. I get to clean my apartment. Changing the mindset from I have to clean to I get to clean. I get to spruce up and tidy my space and feel really calm and zen afterwards. So, okay, we are gonna clean. perfect Saturday activity.
And Jeffrey, being the totally supportive husband he always is, said, if you could learn the business in 1 week, you'd be bored in 2 weeks. Boy, did he know me. Challenging work was a...
Whew. Okay, guys, I have made some serious headway on the cleaning. Cloroxing, oh my god, my stomach just made the craziest noise. I took a little break to eat a pesto chicken bowl from Carrot Express. Love Carrot Express. My friend Ina Garten has helped me get through, well, not even get through. Honestly, it's been very therapeutic. Spraying and cleaning and organizing with nothing else to do. Like cleaning on the weekends, I know, you know, it can take up time that you can go out and socialize and, you know, do things that doesn't feel like work at all, but there's something about cleaning your house or apartment when you have no urge to check your email, you have no urge to be like, oh, I should be working on something productive. Like this is the only productive thing. Like this is more than enough productivity for the day, for a Saturday, you know. I just cleaned the apartment top to bottom. I have some boxes here that Jack, that's his job. He loves taking the boxes down. So, well, I don't know if he loves it, but that's what he does. He always takes them. He has no complaints about it. So that's his role. So I've set the boxes aside for him to do when he gets back from golfing. But I'm really proud of the progress I've made. And Ina Garten, her book, Be Ready When the Luck Happens, I think I talked about it earlier when I was cooking. I've been listening to it all week, and for some reason I still have 5 hours. Like 5 hours left. Like I'm 40% done the book. It's crazy. Like I have so much more to go, which I'm very happy about because I love the way she tells the story. Like the Spotify version, she is telling her life story and talking through how she decided to, or like how she became who she is. And it's really crazy. Like I did not expect her story to be the way that it is, and all of her failures and, you know, not failures because everything taught her something, but it's really nice to hear that she didn't even really get started in cooking until she was 30, like in terms of cooking for other people and making it her job, like and experimenting and like getting to that point. So yeah, it's very inspiring hearing her story and hearing how she didn't know what she was doing at all in her 20s. Like her 20s, she was like, I did not know what I was doing. My 20s was for figuring out what I don't like to do, what I don't want to do, like weeding out, trying a bunch of things, figuring out what doesn't work. Like that was what she did in her 20s, and then her 30s was when she started to kind of figure out what she liked to do and how to make it her job. And so that just gave me a lot of, what's the word, confidence, or just reassurance. That's the word, reassurance, that my 30s are going to be the best years, like not something to be afraid of. I'm turning 30 in exactly 9 months. No, not exactly. 9 months in like a week and 4 days. So like not exactly at all, but like in 9 months I'm turning 30, and I'm really excited about it, honestly. Like there's some aspects that I'm scared of, obviously. Like I'm not going to be like, I'm pumped for my 30s in every aspect. Like there are things that kind of scare me a little bit. Every time that I quote meet a new role model, like someone who figured things out in their 30s and like makes my 30s, or it makes me more excited about my 30s, like, you know, hearing things like that. So yeah, Ina Garten's been lovely to accompany me through a bunch of the things I've done this week, the cleaning being a big thing for today. But I think I'm gonna finish up a few things. I have a bunch of things on my stairs that I need to bring up. That's the thing about having the duplex apartment. I end up putting everything on the stairs that needs to go up, and I'm like, I get all done cleaning and I'm like, wow, look at that. It's all perfect. And then I look at the stairs and I'm like, oh crap, I have like 20 things that need to go up and find a place upstairs somewhere. I should probably, yeah, I'm gonna bring the vacuum up there as well, I think, yeah. And do that. We just changed the sheets, so that is done. But yeah, I'm just getting things done. I'm sorry I didn't really film the cleaning. My camera actually died. My mom got me this kettle. Actually, I'll show you guys. I think I showed it very briefly in the last vlog. It's an electric tea kettle that looks really nice on my countertop. If I had more counter space, it would be easier to display it, because as you can see, we are at full capacity right now with all of my cooking supplies and my coffee station, and hopefully one day I could have a bit of a larger island, or yeah, an island would be nice, but just larger countertops, and then more cabinet space, but you know, we're doing just fine for now. And I have my Smeg, and then you just, obviously, I have a bunch of teas. I live with a British man, so of course I have a lot of tea on deck. Oh, also, my Le Creuset, I got this new, well, my mom got it for me, this new gold. This was a gift from my mom, and she knows that I love gold, but she tried ordering a new gold little handle. I think this is called a handle, or like a pull, or a knob, that's what it's called, but it was the wrong size. So she ordered a new one for me, and it just came. So I'm excited to swap that out. I'm definitely a gold girl, so it's very, very sweet of my mom to know that. So I'm gonna swap it out once I get a second. It looks like I need to get a screwdriver to screw it in, but I'm excited about that. And one day I'll have, again, space to put all this, like this, I know, it's like such an eyesore, but there's really nowhere for it to go. Like I sometimes put it into my oven to just get it out of the way, but then I worry about like turning on the oven and then forgetting it's in there and then having to, I mean, not that it's a huge to-do to just take it out, but like, I just swapped my skirt for some navy blue sweatpants. But, you know, as you can see, I have all this stuff on the stairs that I need to bring up and organize, but it's really crazy thinking about how in just a few short months, Jack and I are gonna be looking at all this stuff, but in a different apartment, like different neighbors, different address, different subway line probably, or maybe that we'll take every day. Like, it's just crazy because I've gotten so used to this environment, but it's one of those things where like, could I continue to live here and be totally fine? Yes, I could, but there are things I know that would benefit me, like, and it is possible for me to get those things. Like, I really, really do think having an office space would be so good for my mental health, like having a dedicated space to work, because right now, you know, it sounds silly, but like psychologically, like mentally, you start to associate the places where you bring your laptop and you're stressed out and you're working as work zones. And for now, like right now, I'll work on the couch, I'll work in my bed, I'll work, you know, not because I want to, but just because sometimes that's where I need to be, because over there with my table, where my table is, I try to work there, but there's no outlet over there. So when my computer dies, I need to bring it over here and sit on the couch while it charges. And so I oftentimes will just end up doing work there. Not good for the back, not good for the neck. And also then I associate the couch with like work and stress. And so when I try to sit down and de-stress, I reach for my computer and I'm like, oh, well, clearly I'm not done work for the day or something. We'll see, but we're very excited. I am very excited to bring all this stuff over to a new space and configure it and get new things and really make it our space and not just my my things that I had before I even knew Jack. You know, I want it to become this, like, our place. Like, I want it to feel like our place. So, anyway, yeah, that is where we're at. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna bring all the goods that I have on the stairs here, up the stairs. I'm gonna read my book, I think, on the couch right there, and make myself some tea. And we still have the tree up. I know, I think we're gonna take it down tomorrow. Jack was like, we need to take the tree down. I'm like, do we? I love it. I love the tree. But yeah, we're probably gonna take it down tomorrow, I think. Sad. Good morning, everyone. I am walking to breakfast. It is nice and cold this morning. I'm meeting Danielle and Clara for breakfast, so round two times in 2 days. Yeah, we're going to this place called Breakfast for breakfast, and I'm already seeing quite a line has formed. So this place is really sought after for breakfast. We might end up having to go somewhere else because the line is like 15 people deep right now and it's 9, so we will see what we can do. It is a self-care afternoon. We are gonna dye our hair today, or dye my roots, that is, because my hair is honestly, the color is looking great. This is my natural color blended with just many different things, to be honest with you, but it all looks one color right now. I've just dyed my roots so many times that I feel like slowly over time it has become mostly dye, but I also don't really know how that works, like how often or how quickly things wash out. If I'm not a hairstylist, I know nothing about hair color except for the fact that this is my color. Through trial and error, I've discovered that this is my color, number 3 from Clairol. And I'm just going to dye my roots right here, like this strip here. And then I'm gonna put my hair back and dye any bits that I see that are just kind of sparkly. My grays do creep in every few weeks. I've noticed that they start to creep in, which is a good thing because that means that my hair is growing, and I love the fact that my hair feels healthy and is growing. That's a positive thing, but it means I have to just stay vigilant and get the grays when they pop up. And that's just for my personal confidence. I feel better when I don't have little sparkly gray bits looking at me when I look in the mirror, and not everyone feels that way, and that's totally fine because, you know, we all are different. But I just love having all over like even color. That's just my vibe right now. So I've been using this number 3 brown black, and it's perfect. It matches my hair color perfectly. I am realizing I'm wearing white, which is probably not great to wear while dyeing my hair. So I'm gonna actually change my shirt before I do this. Yeah, that's smart. Even though this shirt totally shrunk in the wash, and I don't know, I guess I've had it for a very long time now. Either that or my arms have grown, but I don't think that my arms are still growing. So I think I shrunk it. Or I didn't shrink it because I don't have a washer dryer in my apartment, so I've been sending my laundry out. Yeah, on the list for the next apartment is a washer dryer. But anyway, so I'm gonna change my shirt. But today's been a really great day. Brooke is on a bachelorette, otherwise she would have been there. We miss Brooke, but Danielle, Clara, and myself got breakfast and coffee. We did breakfast and then we walked around and got a coffee afterwards. We did like two different establishments. We had breakfast at a place called Breakfast, and then we went and got a coffee at this other place called, what was it called? I think it was called like Snack, like literally called a Snack. I need to look back in my footage. I think I took a video of it, but anyway, so we went and did that, and it was great to catch up with the girls. I love them so much, so it was a really good morning. And then I went and got a pedicure, and then picked up some things at CVS. And then right now I'm about to dye my hair, as you guys know, and then I think I'm gonna go grab some groceries so I can make another meal this week in my Dutch oven. But I haven't decided what I want to put in there, because I also have gotten a bunch of bread recipes sent to me, so I might make a bread. Even though I've said I don't think I'm going to make a bread anytime soon, I might, because I've gotten so many people sending me recipes that I'm like, maybe bread is my next journey. I don't think I'm gonna make sourdough, but like an artisanal bread or something with some spices or different things on top. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go change my shirt and then we're gonna dye the hair. Make sure you shake up this mixture really well. So this is pretty much what came in this bottle plus the cream color, I believe is what it's called. So I squeezed it into here, and then you want to shake this up really well so they combine really nicely, because otherwise it just like won't work. Like nothing will happen. I've learned that from failure before, but yeah, just make sure you shake it and then it works great. And it takes like 30 minutes for me to do this whole thing plus washing it out. So it's worth it. Easier than going into a salon and having to do that whole thing. Plus salons in the city are pricey. So we are all done with the application, and now I just let it sit for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna like set the timer and then look at it, and once the color, you can start to notice that the color will kind of change, because right now it just looks white, but it starts to change to like a brownish color, and then I wash it out and that's it. So 20-ish minutes. I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna set a timer, and then we will see. So my hair is mostly dry now. And look, no more gray. The color is looking very good. Even throughout. We love it. All from home. Yeah, so now we're just having a chill rest of the night. I'm just gonna do my skincare. I just got out of the shower. Or I didn't just. We ate dinner and my hair dried. But I did shower not too long ago, and now I'm gonna do my skincare and then keep watching this show that Jack and I discovered called Elsbeth, based in New York City. It's kind of like a cop drama of sorts. It's kind of cheesy, but in a good way. So, yeah, it's on in the background. You might be able to hear it. I'm using my Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. This has been really good for the cold months. And I just pat this into my skin. I definitely should put my hair up for this. I just pat it in. And I actually use this morning and night, twice a day. And it just hydrates my skin without making it feel tight after applying. Like some toners and serums I feel like make my skin feel really tight. This does not, so love that. You can also pat it into your neck too. And then I go in with the moisturizing gel cream afterwards. This is not an ad. This is what I've been doing every day, morning and night. Nothing too crazy. I have a few other moisturizers that I will rotate in. I feel like moisturizers, I haven't really found like my one yet that I'm obsessed with, but this does the job. And then I feel good before bed, ready to start the week off strong tomorrow, Monday, which is when I'm going to be posting this lovely vlog. So I'm going to wake up in the morning nice and early to get this edited in time to go live like early afternoon / early evening tomorrow. So you guys will watch it after I'm done editing. And yeah, guys, that is, I think, it for the vlog. I feel like I didn't really leave the apartment much in this vlog, and I realized that, so I will make a note to do a lot more of that this week. I hope everyone is doing okay, staying safe, and this was a good little distraction for people that need it. And I will talk to you guys all next Monday. Sending a lot of love to everyone out there. Bye!